Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be going over the piano roll on FL Studio 12. And this is the third tutorial video. If you haven't seen the previous two, I suggest you go watch them. On the first one, I give you a walkthrough of the program. I show you the basics. On the second one, I show you how to use a sequencer. And now on this one, I'm going to show you how to use a piano roll. So when you open the program, this is the first thing you're going to see. And I've pretty much already showed you how to use a sequencer. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a channel, and I'm gonna use harmless for this one. And I'm only doing this because I don't want it to be so loud on the recording. So you don't have to mess with this when you're actually making your music. Okay, so I got harmless open, and don't worry about what I'm doing. I'll get into this in another tutorial. I'm just kind of making the sound more pleasant for the ears because we're gonna be working with it right now. So I'm just gonna do this, and that's pretty much it. Just for the stereo, I guess. Okay, so we got our plugin all set up and everything. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna open the piano roll, and there's two ways to do that. You can either go here, or when you have your selected plugin, you can go up here to the piano roll tab on the top of the screen. And yours may be located in a different place because you can actually move these around, see? But mine is right here, so click it and it opens your piano roll. So what you're going to do, well, the first thing I'm going to show you on the piano roll is obviously how to input notes. And I showed you that on a previous tutorial. You just pretty much click wherever you want to put them in. So that's how you that's how you do that. And so the first thing I'm going to show you besides that is what's going on down here. This is the note velocity, and I believe I kind of went into it a little bit on the last tutorial, but I'm going to explain it in detail in this one. I'm going to explain everything that you can do down here because there's quite a few functions. And the first one is the note velocity. So like, let's say that you want all the bottom notes to have a harder hit than the top notes. So what you would do is this is kind of like the volume of each note. So if you wanted to lower the volume of this note right here, you would just lower this a little bit, and so on and so forth. So if you wanted the bottom notes to have a bigger punch than the top notes, it would be kind of like this. Or if you wanted it the other way around, you get the idea. You just lower it on the other side. But what if you wanted to pan them differently? Like you wanted one note to come out on one side of the ear, and you wanted the other note to come out on the other side. What you would do is you right click down here, and it's going to give you all these little options. It's called note properties. So if you want to pan them, you click on note pan right here. And right here they're centered. So whenever you listen to it, it's all going to be centered on your headset or on your stereo or whatever you're listening to it on. So if, let's say, you wanted this note to pan to one side of the ear, well, you'd raise it to the right. This would go to the right. It tells you up here on the what do you call it? On the left corner. You want it all the way to the right. So you pick this all the way to the right. So now that note is going to play on the right side of the ear only. And depending on how low you bring it, depends on how loud it plays on the other side. So like, let's say you just wanted to do one on each side, just like that. So now when you play it, each note is going to be to one side of the ear. Like, it's better to just show you than actually explain it, because I suck at explaining, if you haven't noticed yet. So as you can see, each note has its own side, and I think it sounds like that because, let me just take off that other voice. There, each note has its own side of the ear. But let's say like you want it to progressively go from one side to the other without any cuts. There's a lot you can do this, do it like this, but that's kind of like it's too square, you know, like it's not. It doesn't have any. It doesn't. It could sound better than this. Like that's cool, but if you wanted to just go to the other side like in a smooth manner, you right click again over here, and instead of going to note panning, you go to channel panning. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna bring this blank. It's gonna turn it blank right here. So let's say you want to bring it from the right to the left. Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click right here in the corner, and you're just gonna drag it all the way down, just like that, or however you want to drag it, you know. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna bring the notes from the right side of the ear, from the right side to the left side, in a smooth manner. So let's see how that sounds. So as you can see, it's a lot smoother than doing it the other way. Now, let's fix this because that's gonna annoy me if I leave it like that while I'm working. Let's say you wanna mess with the pitch. So what you would do is you right click again, you go to the channel pitch, and this right here, this is a center pitch right here, this line. So if you were to start from up here, it's gonna start it at a high pitch. So what you're gonna do is, let's say you want to raise the pitch. You right click it and then you raise it up, just like that. And this right here is another octave. So it goes from one octave to the next. Each line is an octave. So let's see how that sounds. So that's how that sounds. It sounds bad because of the notes I have here, but whenever you're making build-ups and stuff like that, it does come in handy. Let's say you want to lower the pitch. It's the same thing except you go down one octave. You can go a bunch of octaves, as you can see, but we're just going to go one octave for now. And there's that. That's how you do your pitch. That's how you mess around with the pitch on the piano roll. There's a bunch of ways you can mess with pitch, but this is just on the piano roll, and later on I'm going to show you a lot of much better, more convenient ways to do this, so that you don't have to make a super long pattern to make a build-up, because build-ups are fun to make, I'm not going to lie. And another thing I said in the last tutorial is you can only go up to 16 on the step sequencer. Well, that's not necessarily true when you're working on the piano roll. You can go as long as you want. Let's say you wanted a super long note that stretches like, I don't know, like 100 measures or 100 phrases. You can do that. It's no problem at all. You can go forever on the piano roll. So now that I've showed you how to note pan, the velocity, the panning, the volume, and the pitch. Volume is the same thing as velocity, and the same thing, and you use it the same way. So like you start from the bottom and go to the top for the volume of the notes. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to slide, and this comes in handy when you're making music. There's a lot of times when I didn't know how to do this that I really wanted to know, and now that I know, I'm going to pass my knowledge on. So let's say you want to slide from a D to a C in one phrase. No, in 3 measures. So this is a measure right here. 3 measures. 1, 2, 3. So it starts right. Well, what you're gonna do is there's a little button up here called slide. You're gonna press it, and now it's unhighlighted. You're gonna make the note right here. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna slide it from D to C in 3 measures. So in these 3 measures, it's going to be sliding from D to C. Check it out. See? And you can go as high as you want. You say you wanted to slide all the way to G in 3 measures, all the way to G8. You can do that. Watch. Yeah. These also come in handy for. These come more in handy for like let's say you wanted to slide on the bass or something. you may have a bass part that slides. This helps a lot. And just to give you an example of how you can use the sliding, I'm gonna go ahead and open Citrus on my sequencer and just use deep 2. It kind of sounds like a normal bass. So, like, watch. And just give me a moment here just to plot some notes and just show you how it works. Alright. So let's say you wanted to slide from the one measure to the next, or from one phrase to the next. Oh, this is actually a measure, my bad. This is actually a measure. This is one measure, this is two measures, these are beats. So I messed up on the last one. So you wanted to slide from one measure to the next. This is how it would sound. So that's just a simple little bass part, just to kind of show you how you can use sliding to your advantage. Let's say you want to slide down from here. You would cut the note off right here, unhighlight that, and now it's gonna slide down to D5 from here. So watch. Oh, I'm sorry. It's gonna slide. You're gonna push. This one's gonna be. It's gonna slide from here. So this is a note that's gonna be the highlighted slide, and then this is gonna be the one that's gonna be unhighlighted. So it's gonna sound like this. Now let's just slide it a little bit more. Yes. Sometimes it'll do this for some reason. It'll keep it panned, but you could just fix that just by checking what's going on. So those are slides, and they come really in handy when you want to do like sliding bass parts and stuff like that, which I'm pretty sure you'll want to do at some point. So the next thing is, and if you're into making trap music actually has a lot of well, I'll show you. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a hi-hat, and we're gonna use the 808 hi-hat. This one. So you want to make a bass beat, but like the sequencer doesn't exactly give you a lot of room for imagination. So you're gonna have to take your hi-hat into your piano roll, and basically you just do the same thing. Highlight it and open the piano roll, and there it is. There's your hi-hat and the piano roll. And those notes don't really do anything. You just erase them. That just means I had them there before, and then it gives you like a ghost note, I guess. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to snap to grind, which is this little magnet right here. And let's say you want to do a bunch of triplets. You go to 1/3, and that's gonna do this. You cut your note like this, and now you can add a bunch more notes into one beat. So let's just do like a quick little hi-hat quick little hi-hat beat right here. And yeah, it kind of messes up your notes when you do that, so you got to make sure to put them back the way they were, so that you can your notes won't be all messed up when you go back to the main one. So, or that sounds kind of dumb. So let's do that, but with third triplets. So you can do it like this. Okay. So see, like if you want to get creative with your hi-hats for like a bass beat or something like that, I mean a trap beat, you can do stuff like this. And just to give you an idea, you can lower the tempo, and then there's like a little 808 kick in your packs on FL Studio. It comes with this. There's an 808 kick. Just put it in here and check it out. So kind of like that, you know. But yeah, those are just some simple things that you can do on your piano roll. And these are just super basic little things I did, but if you work on it, you can do a bunch of other stuff with just the small things that I taught you, you know? So we went over sliding, we went over everything pretty much. And that's it pretty much for the piano roll tutorial. If you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll keep posting some more tutorials. Next one will probably be um, a little bit of work on the mixer. So yeah, stick around.